First, the headlines. 31-year-old woman killed, at least 3, including a cop and a reporter, injured in a renewed Kuki militant attack in Imphal West district. Thado Student Association Manipur urges Thado Students Organization Myanmar for cut-off of arms supply to prevent further violence in Manipur. Security forces recover more arms and ammunition from fringe and vulnerable areas. Hello, this is Nishita Iringbom and you're watching Iscom Prime News for this hour. Now let's see the news and details. The state of Manipur is on the edge again after a lull of few months, following a renewed attack launched by Kuki militants at Imphal West districts, Kautruk and Kadangbam this afternoon. A 31-year-old woman was killed while 3 others, including a cop and a media reporter, were injured in the Kuki militant attack. The deceased has been identified as Ngangbam Surbala, wife of Ng Ingo of Fayeng. She was rushed to Reams Hospital in Imphal, where the doctors declared her brought dead. She was hit by a bullet in the head. Surbala's 12-year-old daughter, Ngangbam Rosia, who was also sustained bullet injury in her arm and is undergoing treatment at Reams Hospital in Imphal. Surbala and her daughter Rosia were home when the militants started selling bombs and raining bullets. One of the injured persons has been identified as Ras Koizam, as 26 years, son of Toizam Kondum of Nambol Makhalekai. Another injured person has been identified as Elangbam Musup, a reporter for Impact TV. He sustained a bullet injury in his fingers and undergoing treatment at Caesar Hospital. The attack was launched around 2:35 this afternoon. The firing started from Nakuzang village in Gangpokpe district towards Kadangban and Kautruk area in Imphal West district. Both the central and state forces have been rushed to the incident site. Nevertheless, one of the Manipur police personnel deployed in the area received bullet injury in his leg during the gunfight. Exchange of fire still continued till the filing of this report. Further details are still awaited. Manipur Chief Minister N. Biren Singh has pledged to combat the growing drug menace that threatens to turn the state into a major hub for poppy production and trafficking. The Chief Minister stressed Manipur's geographical proximity to the Golden Triangle, which he referred to as the Death Triangle, one of the world's most notorious drug trade routes, stressing that around 1.5 lakh youth in the state have been affected by drugs. The Chief Minister pointed out the necessity to immerse victorious in the battle against drugs. Taking to the microblogging site X, Chief Minister N. Biren highlighted the need to protect the country from the drug menace. He stated he has a responsibility to protect the country from the drug menace, with about 1.5 lakh youth affected by the drug in Manipur alone. This battle is more urgent than ever. Illegal immigrants from Myanmar are not only crossing into India unlawfully, but are also contributing to the destruction of the nation youth. He informed that the state, along with the BJP-led coalition government, had declared a war on drugs to eradicate poppy plantation and drug trafficking through the War on Drug Mission, which was launched in November 2018. Illicit narcotics worth over 60,000 crore rupees have been seized since 2018, while 16,161 acres area of poppy cultivation has been destroyed. He further stated that 2,351 cases have been registered and over 18,000 kilograms of drugs have been seized as on date. Chief Minister N. Biren also exalted the support of Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Union Minister Amit Shah in the fight against drugs, stating that the BJP 2.0 campaign garnered a massive support from various sections of society. He said, and I am quoting, "I urge the nation to wake up and join me in this critical battle to safeguard our future." Meanwhile, the Social Awareness Surveys organization SASO has reported that a total of 81 people, including 21 women, have lost their lives to drug overdose in Manipur over the past 2 decades. The non-profit organization actively working to combat drug abuse in the state revealed the grim statistic during an event commemorating International Overdose Awareness Day. Sasi Kumar, the General Secretary of SASO, stated that between 2004 and March 2024, there were a total of 1,737 overdose cases reported in Manipur, while 1,656 lives were saved. The remaining 81 individuals tragically succumbed to the effects of substance abuse. The victims range in age from 17 to 65. The report highlighted a concerning trend of increasing overdose cases over the years. In 2005, SASO recorded only 5 such incidents, but the numbers have steadily risen since then. The use of intoxicating substances in Manipur, especially along the sensitive border, is a major cause of concern for the state government. Chief Minister N. Biren Singh has previously estimated that over 1.5 lakh people in Manipur are struggling with drug addiction. Manipur has a long-standing history of substance abuse, with the problem becoming more complex since the 1980s. The report indicated that 4% of the population aged 10 to 75 years in Manipur is affected by opioid use, making it the 5th highest prevalence rate in India. The data underscores the urgent need for comprehensive measures to address the drug crisis in Manipur, including prevention, treatment, and harm reduction strategies. The Thado Students Association General Headquarters TSA GHQ Manipur yesterday requested the President and General Secretary of the Thado Students Organization TSO Myanmar to urgently investigate and cut off arms supply to prevent further violence in Manipur. In a letter signed by the Secretary General of TSA GHQ, the association sought the attention of the President and General Secretary of TSO Myanmar regarding the escalating violence in Manipur. The letter mentioned that arms and ammunition are being misused to perpetrate atrocities against the Thado community under the pretext of fighting for separate administration. The letter also highlighted the 3 attacks on the residents of TSA GHQ President Michael Lamjathang Hauke. It requested immediate action to investigate the source of arms supply, if any, to Kuki extremists and militant groups, and to cut off arms supply to these groups, if any, to prevent further violence and protect the Thado community. The letter urged swift and decisive action to address this critical situation and ensure the safety and security of the Thado people. The same letter was also sent to the Presidents and General Secretaries of Thado INP Chandal, Technopal, and TSA Technopal TSA Chandal. The Meitei Heritage Welfare Foundation criticized the Delhi police for allowing the Kuki Joe community to hold a protest at Jantar Mantar, Delhi on August 31st, despite having requested that it not be granted permission for being anti-national. In a press release, the organization stated that the event will allow anti-India forces, which has been targeting India, to further exploit the crisis in Manipur. Members of the organization further urged the Delhi Police and Ministry of Home Affairs to look into similar matters and ensure that anti-national protests that malign the country's image are not allowed. The body further stated that it is very sensitive time for the state and people of Manipur and they have very high hopes from the center and expected responsible forces like Delhi police to take a mindful call before making such decisions. The Kuki Students Organization yesterday held a peaceful rally from Kaithal Manbi military colony to Kangpokpi district headquarters in Kangpokpi district without any untoward incidents. The Meitei Heritage Welfare Foundation condemned the rally. The press release stated, despite assurance by the Delhi police to the representatives of the Welfare Foundation during an interaction on Friday, that no permission would be granted to the Kuki Zoo organizations to hold this protest in the country's interest. They still gave the consent. The Welfare Foundation was confident that the Delhi police would uphold the country's interests and image above all. Furthermore, the organization stated that they had requested the Delhi police to properly investigate the nature of the protest and verify the reason of the rally. They said the three Delhi-based Meitei CSOs, Meitei Heritage Society MHS, Delhi Manipuri Society DEMAS, and Ningos United Progressive Initiative NUPI had provided documentary evidence in their joint application on Friday to the Delhi police. The Kuki Students Organization KSO Kangpokpi has expressed strong dissatisfaction with the actions of the Senapati District Students Association SDSA. During a peaceful public rally in Sadar Hills, Kangpokpi district, KSO Kangpokpi said it had notified SDSA on August 30 about the rally scheduled for the following day, which the SDSA had acknowledged. However, SDSA later issued a late-night press release on August 30, requesting KSO Kangpokpi to refrain from holding the rally in areas they claim as under SDSA jurisdiction. KSO Kangpokpi rejected SDSA jurisdictional claim, stating that the SDSA authority is confined to Senapati district and does not extend to Kangpokpi. Despite this, KSO Kangpokpi respected SDSA request for ensuring no slogans were raised when passing through Naga village during the rally. The situation escalated when SDSA leaders physically blocked the national highway at Tumnau Pokpi village, obstructing the peaceful rally. Despite the disruption, the KSO successfully maintained order, preventing any violence. In a statement, KSO questioned the SDSA neutrality in the ongoing Kuki-Meitei conflict, suggesting that the SDSA actions appear to align with the policies of Manipur Chief Minister N. Biren Singh. KSO Kangpokpi emphasized the importance of peaceful coexistence and understanding between communities, hoping that shared values would lead to lasting peace. Based on a reliable input about the movement of some armed miscreants in and around Galmol village in Churachandpur district today, a combined team of Bishnupur district commando unit led by Deputy SP D. Robinson and OCY Sakti Sen Singh, along with two columns of 5 Sikh regiment led by Major K.H. Bhati and Major Bikas, Assistant Commandant of D08 CRPF Battalion Santosh Kumar, and Assistant Commandant of A32 CRPF Battalion M. Premanand Singh, including a police team of Moirang Police Station, rushed to the said area and conducted an extensive siege operation at the suspected area of Galmol village. During the siege operation, the team successfully recovered various arms and ammunition hidden at the northern side of Galmol village near High Canal. The combined team recovered one AK rifle along with an empty magazine, one CMZ carbine, one sniper rifle, one revolver, two tube launchers, two HE number 36 grenades, one INSAS LMG empty magazine, two detonators, 8 9mm live rounds, 4 303 live rounds, 7 AK live rounds, 3 303 high density cartridges, 9 tear smoke cells, 1 bulletproof helmet, 2 bulletproof jackets with plates, 1 WT set, 1 empty tear smoke ammunition box. The seized items along with seizure memo have been handed over to Moirang police station for taking further necessary legal actions. On receipt of reliable information, a combined team of Kakching CDO unit and Wangu police station led by Kakching Commando OC along with a platoon of 131 Battalion C Koi, a platoon of 126 Battalion A Koi, cordoned the Wangu Yalangbam Hill Range and conducted search operation under the command of Kakching SP Thokchom Bikramjit Singh this morning. During the search operation, the combined team recovered 1 double barrel, 1 single barrel, 3.36 HE grenades, 1 detonator, 2 helmets, 4 smoke grenades, 1 IED, 15.303 empty cases, and 15 AK empty cases. A case has been taken up at Wangu police station and being investigated into. Search operations and area domination were conducted by security forces in the fringe and vulnerable areas of hill and valley districts. During the search operation, security forces recovered 1 303 rifle with magazine, 1 single barrel gun, 1 pistol with magazine, 5 live ammunition rounds, and 2 hand grenades from Chazing Mamang Laikai, Imphal West District. In a similar incident yesterday, Manipur police arrested 1 individual who was extorting money from vehicles from Old Kasar Road, Bisnupur district. He has been identified as Chabungbam Bisorjit Singh, as 28 years. He was extorting money in the name of ULF. Furthermore, 1 challan book marked as ULF entry tax was recovered from his possession. On the same day, Manipur police arrested 1 active cadre of UPPK faction of Pre-Park from Thamna Pokpi, Bisnupur district. He has been identified as Namairakpam Ningthau Maite, as 42 years. He was involved in monetary demands and extortion from the public. 3 mobile handsets, 10,000 rupees in case, and 1 four-wheeler vehicle were recovered from his possession. Loktak Homestays and Hospitality Service located in Iting Sendra Chingkhong Thangapat 2, Bisnupur district has been awarded the prestigious silver category in nature positive tourism by the International Center for Responsible Tourism ICRT, India Foundation and Incredible India. The award ceremony took place today at the India International Convention and Expo Center IICC, Yasobhumi, Dwarka in New Delhi. The recognition celebrates the homestay's role as a guardian of biodiversity at Loktak Lake, highlighting its commitment to a regenerative approach in its operation. The award was presented to the emerging sustainable homestay hosts Khairakpam Nirmala Devi and Khairakpam Buddha Singh, who are the founder and co-founder of the homestay. Tourism Minister of Uttarakhand Satpal Maharaj, Director General of Ministry of Tourism Mugdha Sinha, and ICRT Founder Director Dr. Harold Goodwin. Khairakpam Nirmala Devi has been a driving force in eco-conscious tourism in Northeast India. She was recently among 30 women homestay owners in the region, trained by Niti Ayog and Project Maitri by Meg Maitri. Her efforts in promoting sustainable tourism were further recognized in 2023 when she won the Best Rural Tourism Destination Award from the Himalayan Hospitality and Tourism Development Network, West Bengal, and the Ministry of Tourism, Government of India, Eastern Regional. Tripura Chief Minister Manik Saha expressed gratitude to the Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma for donating 5 crore rupees to flood-affected victims in the state. The donation was presented by Assam's Minister of Tourism, Jayanta Mala Barua, to Chief Minister Saha at his official residence in Agartala. Taking to the microblogging site X, CM Saha wrote, and I am quoting, "My sincere thanks and gratitude to Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma and the government of Assam for coming forward to help the flood victims." The Tripura Chief Minister further mentioned that at his official residence, Assam's Minister of Tourism, Jayanta Mala Barua, on behalf of the government of Assam, donated 5 crore rupees to aid the flood victims. Once again, the prime headlines. "31-year-old woman killed, at least 3 including a co and a reporter injured in a renewed Kuki militant attack in Imphal West." Thado Students Association Manipur urged Thado Students Organization Myanmar for cut off of arms supply to prevent further violence in Manipur. Security forces recover more arms and ammunition from fringe and vulnerable areas. Thank you for watching Iscom News. Keep watching Iscom News for more news and updates. Stay safe and have a nice day.